And still ahead, we're going to introduce you to a true inspiration. We're going to introduce you to the world's first triple amputee to compete in and finish the Ironman in Kona. His message to everybody out there: you can change any situation for the better. Stay with us. Every week in The Human Factor, we take a look at ordinary people who are accomplishing some pretty extraordinary things. And this morning, we're lucky enough to have him here live in person. His name is Rajesh Durbal. He was born without bones in his legs and with his right arm only partially developed. His legs were amputated by age 1. But in 2009, he ran his first 5K. Think about that for a second. In 2010, he competed in and finished the Kona, Hawaii Ironman World Championship. Just remarkable, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, doctor.
So you were born without a partially developed right arm, without legs. You had some significant obstacles, obviously, to overcome when doing this. First of all, what made you want to be a triathlete?
Just the challenge, taking a leap of faith and doing something that I've never done before. Just frightened me. Swimming, biking, and running was never anything in the cards of what I can possibly do. So it scared me, so that's why I wanted to do it.
You said, you know, people are going to tell me I can't do this, so in fact, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do the hardest, arguably the hardest athletic competition out there.
Yeah, why not? If you don't go big, then go home, right?
You know, I first learned about you, Dr. Joe Maroon, who you know is also an Ironman triathlete, and he says he was near the end of this race. He was suffering. He thought he didn't have anything that he could dig deep on and finish off the race, and then he heard you coming along with your prosthetic legs behind him and actually eventually catching up and passing him. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. It's something that will forever be etched in my mind, and it's a lasting memory. We call it the 10-second encounter, Dr. Maroon and I. And we couldn't say anything at that time. It's all pitch black out there in the Queen K. And the light shined at that specific time, and he saw my blades, and I put my arm in his shoulder, and I said, "Don't give up, you're too close to the end."
Wow.
And that was it. I kept on running.
You just kept going.
That's it. Yeah.
It is so much harder, obviously, with prosthetic legs, just in terms of the energy expenditure, the mechanics of the running. Is this something that you had to train for differently in some ways then?
Oh, yeah. Everything, all my training is totally different than what a normal person that would be running and training as far as their program. Since I don't have some ligaments in my knees, and I don't have the secondary muscles to go to for recovery and for training, I had to alter a lot of my training plans to be able to compensate.
It's remarkable, and you're going to do this again tomorrow, and you've met the six-pack here, as we call them. You may be the perfect person to ask this, but do you have any specific advice for them?
You know, I always stick to this really easy saying is that the sweat is nothing compared to the tears. You know, and I mean, it's everybody comes from a challenge, and they have a challenge, and the six-pack is no different than me when I first started. So, you know, you think back at where you were, you know, when you first started the journey to where you are now, and the sweat is nothing compared to those tears.
I love that.
So
I love that.
That's why, you know, that's why I do what I do, and that's why I think they're going to be rocking it out tomorrow.
They are going to rock it out. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So stick around here with me. The sweat is nothing compared to the tears.